Our session will be on capital budgeting today. So we're going to look at what capital budgeting is and the principles embedded. So as part of a financial manager's roles, we know a financial manager has financing decisions, investment decisions, dividend decisions. And under investment decisions, we're going to look at what is called capital budgeting. Now, capital budgeting is a process of evaluating and selecting long-term investments that are consistent with the firm's goal of maximizing wealth. So in capital budgeting, we commit large sums of money in exchange for benefits that will come over several years. So the key principles we're going to look in here will include time value of money, looking at how much a quarter is worth today than tomorrow. We're going to look at issues of cash flows and not accounting profits. We're going to look at the issues of risk and return, requiring a high discount rate. We're going to look at opportunity cost. We'll as well look at some of the common investment appraisal methods that are used. So there are several investment appraisal methods. Which one do we know of? The investment appraisal methods. Number one, what are some of the investment appraisal methods that we know?
Payback.
Yes, we have payback period. Uh-huh. What else?
uh, IRR, internal rate of return, is it?
We have the internal rate of return, correct?
Net present value.
We have the net present value, correct?
I've forgotten the fourth one.
There are many. Okay.
Yeah, there are many.
Yeah, rightly said. We have what you can see
How
there.
about return on investment?
Um,
It's
yes,
not.
also an appraisal, but the common ones we use, we have net present value, where the formula is given by the present values minus the inflows. So the sum of the cash inflows minus the cash outflow, which is the initial cost. So the rule here is you accept a project if the NPV is what? Greater than zero. So if you have two projects, one is negative, one is positive, you get the positive one. If both are positive, you get one with a higher value. We also have what is called IRR, internal rate of return. It's simply the point at which NPV is zero. So we accept IRR if the internal rate of return is greater than the cost of capital or the discount rate. We also have what we call the payback period, which is the time it takes to recover our initial investment. So we accept a project if it takes a shorter period of time or shorter than the baseline that is created. We also have what we call the profitability index. It is simply the sum of the cash inflows over the cash outflows or the costs. So we always pick a profitability index which is greater than one. We have IRR, which is the average profit over average investment. So we accept it if it is greater than the targeted rate. All right, so for projects A and B, we look at a simple example. May have maybe 5 accounting years, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the initial investment for each of these projects is 1,000 kwacha. All right. So the way I would do project A is what I expect you to do project B. I want you to participate because when somebody's solving, it looks very easy. Before we go to the complex questions. So maybe we started with 1,000 kwacha in year zero, and we're expecting money is as follows. In year one, for project A, we have 500. In year two, we have 700. In year three, we have 300. In year four, we have 100. And in year five, we have 50. Project B, we have an initial investment. Whenever starting in year zero, that is how much you devoted the initial cost. So here we have 300. We have 500. We have 400. We have 100. And we have 80. We're told that the discount rate is 10%. So we're asked to calculate, number one, the net present value. Number two, the profitability index. We start with the payback period. So the way I would do this 4 or 5 appraisal methods is the way you do for part B. So let's start with project A. All right. So what is payback period? The time it takes for us to recover our initial investment. So it has how many years? That's 5 years. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The actual cash flows, we can use the letter F. Here we have 1,000. Here we have 500 in year 1 for project A. We have how much? 700. We have how much? 300. We have how much? 100. We have how much? 50. So we get the cumulative values here. So this is, then we can put it negative if you want. So 500, we add 700. What do we get here? When we add the 700, 1, 2. 1, 2, we add the 300. What do we get? 1, 5. 1, 5, we add 100. What do we get? 1, 6. 1, 6, we add the 50. What do we get? 1650. So you ask yourself, my initial cost of 1,000, in which period will it be capped? It will be in here, between year 1 and year 2. Okay, so between year 1 and year 2. So the payback period, I give you a very simplified formula. Call this a Collins formula. Okay, A plus B minus C over D, A, B, C, D. So your A is simply the first year within which this 1,000 will be capped. So this is your A. Your B is your actual cash flow. So you're going to make something like a pyramid or diamond. A, B, and the C is the actual 500 here, the first year within which you're going to cap the 1,000. And D is the actual cash flow, the 700. So what is our A? 1. What is our B? 1,000. What is our C? 500. And what is our D? 700. So our payback period will be 1 plus 500 over 700. What is 500 over 700? Which is 500 over 700?
0.71.
Yes. So this is 1 plus 0.71. So you can write this in 2 ways. This 0.71, you can multiply it by 12. How many months are there? 12 months. So this could be 1 year and 8 months. Okay, or you can simply just say 1.71 years. This is even safer. So how long will it take to recover our initial investment? This is called our payback period. All right. Now, suppose our initial payback, our initial cost was 1,500 here. Just want you to acclimatize with the formula. Which period, window period, would we consider? Where would the 1,500 be capped? It's exactly at what? 3 years. There's no need of going through this entire formula. If you have the exact value, just say 3 years will recover it, because this is the actual value on the cumulative figure. All right? Suppose your amount was 1,400. So it will be between 1,200 and 1,500 here. So this will be your window. So what will be your A? Your A will be 2. Your B, the same 1,400, then you want to recover. Your C will be 1,200, and your D would be 300. Are we together? Are you seeing the way the formula is flowing?
Yes.
Yeah. If your amount you wanted to
I think there
recover
I'm behind.
was 1,400, for instance, you first ask yourself where this 1,400 going to be capped? Between 1,200 and 1,500 to be inside. So this will be a window. So this window here, the straight line, this becomes your A. The B is the actual amount you want to pay. Your C is the amount just above the 1,400. So this is your C, which is 1,200. Then the actual cash flow is 300. So just use this entire flow. All right? Are we together?
Yes.
All right. So maybe at this point, I want you to calculate the payback period for project B. Calculate for project B.
So we have to do the table just like you did for project A.
Yeah, yes, yes. Yes, Frida, put the hand up.
Yes, so for project B, I found the 2.5, which is 2 years, 6 months.
Okay. So 2.5, which is 2 years, 6 months. Okay, that was quick. Can you lead us through?
Pardon?
Uh, Lead us through. So what did you do?
Okay. So for project B, I followed the same method in which you were doing for project A.
Okay, so
I wrote, you write yes,
okay, so we go to the years. Okay,
yes.
let me erase this. So let's follow her closely. So which years do we have? We have what? We started
So
with
the
the
years,
81,000.
so the years you start with the same way they are, like 0, 1, 2,
Uh-huh.
3, 4, and 5.
Uh-huh.
And then for the cash flows, you start with 1,000,
Uh-huh.
300,
Uh-huh.
500,
Uh-huh.
400.
Uh-huh.
Uh, did I?
Then 100
So it's
and 8.
300. Yes, 8. Yes,
Mhm. So then,
yes. So there, yeah, like you put a dash on 0 there. Okay, yes.
uh-huh.
You start with 300, and then you say 500 plus 300, which is 800.
Uh-huh.
400 plus 800, which is 1,200.
Uh-huh.
That plus 100, it's 1,300.
Uh-huh.
And then 13 plus 80, it's 1380. Yes. So having done that, we do the formula. Since we are looking at 1000, and then when we look at the
Cumulative row.
the accumulated cash flows, that money can be paid on year 3 to say.
So between year 2 and year 3, correct?
Yeah, between 2 and 3. So
And then,
now where we're going to put our A, we'll put our A on year 2.
so A on year 2,
And then our B will be on 1000 there.
The same 1000, yes.
Yes. And then our C will be on 8. Our D will be on 4.
Okay.
And then we use the formula, which is payback period is equal to A plus B minus C of D.
Yes. So A is what?
Our 8 too. Plus 1000 minus 800 over 400.
Okay.
So there it's 2 plus 200 over 400,
Which is 0 point what?
which is 0.5.
Yes. So what
So
does
when
0
we
point 5 mean?
0.5, when 0.5 multiplied by 12, if we are taking it into months, it's giving 6 months.
Yes. Okay. Or
Yeah.
you can simply say 2 point what?
2.5.
Exactly. Okay, that's very good. Are we all together? So this is how we do the payback period. Anyone behind so far? We see how she got the 2.5.
Collins,
Uh-huh.
hello. I just want to be sure on the everything else. I'm okay on the year, the cumulative, the CF, but when it comes to the payback period, how are we getting the? How are you finding? Yeah, just on the formula coming down. That's why I'm not so sure.
So the formula A plus B, as we said, between where do we recover this 1000 is between 800 and 1200. It's in between there. So this 800 is your starting point. The straight line there, that is our A. B is actual cash flow we want to pay. C is this same 800. And D is our 400. So use a pyramid. A plus B plus C plus D. There are many formulas. This is just for you to easily remember. Okay, I'm not saying that's the only formula you need to use. Okay? So if you know of another formula, please feel free to use it. Yeah, otherwise that's just the easiest way to just going around. Okay. So now we're going to another appraisal method, which we call, I don't know if I've answered your question, which we call our net present value, the NPV, net present value. So the net present value is simply given by what? The cash flows, 1, okay, remember the formula for the net present value? We've been given the initial cash outflow. Initial cash outflow comes from year 0. So our NPV is equal to cash flow, summation of the cash flow over 1 plus R to the power N minus the initial what? cost, ICO, initial cash outflow, or just cost. So what is our first cash outflow in year one? That is 500 for project A over 1.10 to the power 1 was 10%. If it was 8%, we say 1.08 plus, what is the second cash? 700. We put your 700 there over 1.1 to the power 2. Next, we have what?
We have
300.
300
Over
over
1.
1.10 raised to the power 3.
Then we have what?
100
100.
over 1.10 raised to the power 4.
Okay. Then finally,
We have 50
yes, minus over
1.10 raised to the power 5.
okay. Okay. Minus what? Our initial cost was how much? 1,000. So we can individually calculate those ones and compute what the um, uh, value is inside. So when you compute that, what are you going to get? So the first one, what are you having?
I think I'm finding 554.55.
Okay. It'll be quicker if you did using your calculator so that we move fast. So the first one is what?
Okay, the first one, 500 divided by that, having 454.
Yes, 454.
0.55. I don't know how many decimal places.
Just two,
I think
454.
just two. Okay.
0.55.
0.55, yes.
Then plus next one.
578.51.
578.51. Next one.
225.39.
225.39. And 39. Next one.
68.30.
8.30. Next one.
31.05, sorry.
05. Okay. Okay. Add all these minus 1,000. What do we get?
So if the sum total for all those, I'm finding 1,357.8 minus 1,000.
300 and what? 1,300 and?
Ish. Okay, the final answer it's
No, not the final answer.
357. It's 1,357. 357.8.
1,357.8 minus 1,000.
Yes,
Okay, what are we getting?
357.8.
357.8. Is it viable?
Yes, vibe,
Why?
vibe. Because the
NPV is
inflows,
greater,
it is better than the
greater than
inflows.
0 according to our what? Our rules, correct. So it's viable. Okay. Then what is our profitability index? The formula for profitability index is given by what? Summation of the cash flows for the present values over what? The initial cost. The rule is that it should be above 1. What is the summation of our cash flows? 1,300 and what? 57.8. And what is our initial cash outflow? 1,000. When divide by 1,000, what we get? 1.36. Is it viable?
Yes, it is.
Yes, because it's
More than
greater than what?
1.
1. So whenever your NPV is positive, automatically your profitability index is positive. These two move together. So 1.36. So it's acceptable. Are we together?
Okay, so on this one, we use the discounted numbers, the discounted cash flows.
When it's specified to use as discounted cash flows, you use the discounted cash flows. But we're using them as the non-discounted as they are. Okay, so there are times when they ask you to discount them. You need to discount them, which I'll explain later on. Anyone behind so far? Yeah, good. All right. Are you trying to find B? Will you find B? Profitability index and the NPV. So calculate who's done. So to find the profitability index and the NPV for project B, you do the same. We've been given an assigned discount rate. So when you assign it, you're going to find your NPV as 104 and your profitability index as 1.1. So I'm interested now in the IRR. So how do we do the IRR? We use uh, iteration or interpolation. So IRR is given by the following formula. So it is simply the point at which NPV is 0. So graphically, when you're going to increase your interest rate, your NPV is inversely related. So as you increase your interest rate, you go into the negatives. So it will be something like that. Okay. So at this point, this is where we go IRR, at which NPV is what? 0. So IRR is a range of values or percentages that you will be subjected to. It's given by R1 plus NPV1 over NPV1 NPV1 minus NPV2 n times R1 minus R2 minus R1. Okay, so here what is actually going to happen is that you need to provide your own interest rate. You already been given the first one. Our first interest rate is 10%. So, and our NPV we found was what? What was our initial NPV?
That was 1357.8.
Right. So I hope you get me clearly here. I want you to understand this part is very sensitive. So when you calculate, our initial interest rate was what? 10%. This R1, we call it R1, 10%. It gave us an NPV of how much? NPV, R1 is 10%, the one which comes with the question. Then you can increase the interest rate. As you increase it, you'll be going to the negatives. So since we got a positive here, you can even increase your R to maybe use what? 20%. All right. So our R1, 10% is giving us our NPV of how much? 1,1357. So we call this NPV1 because it's coming from the R1, which is what? 1357.8. Then you need to undergo the same process again here to find your NPV2. So if you use 20%, hypothetically, if you found negative, but we can do it, but in the interest of time, I'm just trying to explain what is going to happen here. Altogether, this is hypothetical. If you want, you can calculate to find the actual figure. But either way, we'll still get the same IRR within a certain range. There's no wrong or absolute figure. You may find 17.1, maybe somebody may find 18.1. So the marking key will have a range of, or within which IRR will lie, maybe between 18% and 25%. So if this was our NPV calculated after doing this entire process, then you just substitute in here, IRR. So what is IRR for project A? We are going to now substitute where there's R1, what are we going to put? 10%. Where there's R2, what are we going to put? NPV1, what are we going to put? 13 what? 57.
13,557.8.
Yes. Divided
Let me
by
divide that again. 13,557.8.
7.8. Minus becomes what? Positive, right?
Yes.
Because of the negative usually here to come up with the positive there. Then you're going to subtract the two interest rates there. R2 minus R1. So 20% minus what? 10%, right? So we're going to have, So leave the percentages as they are. Don't convert them to decimal in the method I'm using so to get the direct answer for your IRR. So 20% minus 10%. We'll just multiply. So that's 10. When you divide this side, what are we getting? 1357.8 over 1387.8. What are we getting? 1357.8 divided by 1387.8. What are we getting? 0.978. Okay, you multiply by the 10% this side. What do we get? 9.78. %. So IRR therefore will be what? 19.78%. Do we accept it? To compare it, if it's greater than the initial 10%, then our IRR is deemed to be viable. Did I lose anyone?
They accept.
We accept. Can I repeat that again? I said, having our initial 10%, which gave us 1357, you come up with your own RR2 for project A. Same with project B. If you had the 10% there, you can even use 15% for it to just variate it. So here, 20% gave us what? A 30 quart negative. So using this formula here, being careful with the substitution, our RR1 is 10%, NPV1 is 1357. Over 1357 minus 30 became plus. When we divide this and that one, we get 0.978. And we multiply it. Here, there's a multiplication sign. We multiply 10%. That's how it became 9.78. When you add 10% plus 9.78, we get 19.78. So this, according to IRR, we said we accept our IRR if the IRR is greater than the cost of capital. And in this case, our cost of capital, our discount rate was 10%. Yeah. So we now do what? We accept. We say the project is viable. Is that clear?
That's clear.
Okay.
Sorry, just a quick question.
Uh-huh.
In the formula, on the part where we found where we put 30 on the NPV2, would it still be okay for us to substitute that part with the cash flows for calculating NPV based off the figures we found in B?
No.
Like calculating NP, it
No,
would be
no, no,
totally
no.
different?
Yes, they're totally different. A very good question. Because people make such mistakes. Here they calculate our RR1 as 10% and the NPV may be 1350. Then here you calculate the 10% and you find the NPV for project B maybe as negative 30 coincidentally. Then you use that negative 30 on this figure here. No, no, no. It should be each individual should have its own iterated R2. Okay, you think of it, you guess it. So don't use the other NPV to interact with this. No, it also has its own process. That R needs to recalculate in there to get certificate. That's why it has more marks. Is that clear?
Yes, that's very clear.
Very important question. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Then we finally go to our ARR, which is easier, like average um, rate of return. So we go to our accounting what? Profit. So we add all these ones, we divide by 5 because those are 5 years. then divide by initial cash outflow. So 500 plus 700. What did we get the total here?
Sorry, what's the question again?
The average rate of return is simply the average profit divided by the initial cash outflow, or average investment. So we get the average of these ones here. So add all these. What do we get here? 500 plus
700, that's 1,2, plus 300, that's 1,5, 1,6, 1,6.
ARR, this is what?
650.
1,650 divided by how many years are these?
5.
Over 5. What do we get when divided by 5?
I'm on the road. So, don't know. Pleasure, help.
330.
330, yeah. And we divide it by the average investment. So our average investment is simply you can add the initial cash outflow plus the salvage value of N divided by 2. Okay, so here we have that 1,000. There's no salvage value. You can just for 0 divided by 2. So you said 3 what? 330?
Yes,
330.
330 over 500. What do we get? Times 100.
0.66.
0.66.
166.
66%. Okay. So is it more than the initial rate of 10%? Yes.
Yes, it is.
So we can safely say it's what? It's viable. All right. So we've done all the appraisal methods. So I'm going to give you some work to do just based on what we've done. So this is investment appraisal part 1. This is a basic, all right, where you need to understand all of the 6 appraisal methods or 5 appraisal methods and how the acceptance through is done. Then I'll give you work just based on these basic ones. Then we'll do another one during the week on the complex ones where you have detailed word problems and you do it as well. All right. So we
Pastor,
end
before
here.
you go,
Yes, please.
so if we had the initial investment as 1,500, we could have still divided that by 2 to get the 350. You see the 500 you got there.
This
You did
one,
1,000 plus 0.
that's
Which
0.
one? So
So this
it's
0
all
is if we had 700 here, we divided by 700 by 2 to put it down there. It's average investment. So average investment is the initial plus the salvage value. If you have a salvage value or disposable value. So here there's no salvage value. Yeah.
Oh, so if there was, they could have given us maybe 200.
Yes,
And
yes,
that would have
maybe 1. Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Any questions? Is it clear? All right. Thank you so much. I will end here for now.